جای اون هست که با قطعیت و یقین بگوییم از آن ماست پیروزی، از آن ملت.
روزی که رئیسی این جلاد 67 به هلاکت رسید، خروش شادی توده های مردم بیان رأی حقیقی مردم ایران بود. 2. این انتخابات آینه درماندگی سیاسی و استراتژیک رژیم است. 1. آخوند خونخوار و 5 پاسدار تبهکار قبل از هر چیز نمایانگر چنته خالی رژیم در مرحله پایانی بود. آمار و ارقام و حتی تعداد آراء باطله صحنه بروز زوال پایگاه اجتماعی این رژیم است. مانیتور و مشاهدات بیواسطه در صحنه نمایش رأیگیری و رأیسازی از ساعت 8 صبح تا ساعت 24 در بیش از 14,000 شعبه رأیگیری توسط سمپاتیزان‌های مجاهدین نشون میده که پتک بزرگ تحریم بر سر رژیم فرود آمده و 88% مردم ایران نمایش انتخابات رو تحریم کردند. ولی عهد شاه در واقع خمینی بود. منتها عمامه بر سر داشت تا بسا بیشتر بتواند زیر پرده دین شکنجه کند و خون بریزد. اون هم به گفته خمینی با یک سلطنت مطلقه و مدام العمر. پس در رژیم ولایت فقیه اصلا جمهوری و رئیس جمهور معنا و جایی نداشته و ندارد.
When people ask why I chose to be here, the answer is simple. I want the world to know that because of all of you, the winds of change are blowing in Iran stronger than ever before. We gather at a momentous time in the wake of momentous events. I rejoice in the death of no man, but the death of President Ibrahim Raisi. The future is brighter and the world is safer now that that evil man has passed into history.
That the Iranian people understand in the same way that each of us in this room does today that the resistance matters, that the resistance will succeed, and that there is a deep, important, and bright future where Iran will join the peaceful nations of the world and rejoin the set of nations that respect basic human dignity and rights. I am counting on it. Three ideas today. First, after the death of Ra'isi, about whom I spoke at great length last time I spoke to you, you should know that I believe Iran is much more vulnerable today after his death than before. I think it's very important that we recognize that there is a clear alternative. The ruling clerics tell us otherwise, right? They tell us that there is no alternative to the existing regime. But every week in hundreds of cities and townships across Iran, we can see that there is an alternative. The MEK provides a solution to so many problems, not only for Iran, but for the broader Middle East as well.
It is great to be part of this movement in Iran, in France, in Germany, in Albania, all around the world. A movement that wants to see Iran finally become a free and democratic nation. In this great objective, my friends, we join with the people of Iran, who are once again this year rejecting the regime by refusing to vote in huge numbers in its sham elections. This massive boycott is a deliberate and a collective act of civil disobedience. In doing so, Iranians are signaling their rejection of the regime's legitimacy, and they are calling for its overthrow.
Wir können uns als Deutsche, als Europäer gar keine Vorstellung machen, wie viel Leid der iranische Widerstand im Iran durch das Mullah-Regime bereits erduldet hat und jeden Tag aufs Neue erdulden muss. Ich kenne kein Land auf dieser Welt, das so brutal, so rücksichtslos, so mörderisch gegen seine eigene Jugend, gegen seine eigenen Bürger, gegen seine eigenen Menschen vorgegangen ist, wie das Mullah-Regime dies seit vielen, vielen Jahren im und außerhalb des Irans tut.
And I want to use this platform, this conference, together with you, to do a real urgent appeal to her and to the new leadership of Europe to drastically change the strategy of the European Union towards Iran and the mullahs in Iran. The strategy of the European Union has been a failure towards Iran the last decade. It has been a strategy of appeasement. It has been an attitude of complacency, and it has failed.
Now, the fact is, over the years, the plight of the Iranian people alone under this regime has been insufficient to rally international public support. People talk a lot about the problems of the people of Iran, but they haven't really done anything effectively to change that. And I think more must be done. I think foreign governments have to be shown that the regime of the mullahs is not simply oppressive to the people of Iran, but challenges their own vital national security interests. That's how to get governments motivated. And I think that we've got a couple of key developments since the last time we were together here that demonstrate that very quickly. The first is the emerging Beijing-Moscow axis, of which Iran is one of the satellite countries, provides new foundational circumstances for U.S. and other policy. And second, the events of October 7th, another new development and an independent foundation for opposing the regime in Iran, which was responsible for the Hamas attack.
Et se dire qu'effectivement, cette année encore, nous ne pouvons que constater qu'en Iran, la situation se détériore. Mais en même temps, nous voyons bien que lorsque la situation se détériore sur le plan des libertés ou des droits de l'homme, c'est le régime lui-même qui montre sa fragilité. C'est lui qui est en train de se déliter, parce que contre lui, il réunit non seulement à l'intérieur ceux qui résistent, mais finalement, il interroge de plus en plus de ceux qui jusqu'à présent se disaient finalement ce régime apporte un certain calme, une certaine stabilité. Il n'en est rien. Nous le voyons et nous sommes de plus en plus nombreux à le voir.
And that is why, as member of Congress, I am proud supporter, as well as Congresswoman Nancy Mace, a Republican, and I'm a Democrat, House Resolution 1148, which expresses support for the Iranian people's desire for a democratic and non-nuclear Republic of Iran and condemns the violations of human rights.
Recognizes that the root of the Middle Eastern conflict is the clerical regime in Tehran, now on the brink of possibly acquiring a nuclear weapon, as Ambassador Bolton just pointed out. For peace and stability in the region, our focus must be on a viable solution. And for the international posture, could we all once and for all proclaim that appeasement is not a winning strategy that the regime respects? That has been pointed out